Fiddling Abdi, Danny Boy here, and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever at the races. It is the very last race, the Electrics Haulage race. Now they do all have their consist, and I'll explain a few things in a minute, but right now we're just going to make sure everyone is ready to go, and we'll get going, and then I'll explain what's happening as we go along. Right, they're going to Strasbourg branch first, so that is nice. Berlin, Berlin, and Berlin. So 3, 2, 1. The last race, they're off. The dodgy electric unit horns are coming. There they go. Our CR400 is taking off. So our original 6 have the West Trail West Fleet because they do 125 miles per hour. Obviously that's not so good for our high speed trains. So our TGV has its normal wagons. It's got 10 of. Our OBB also has TGV wagons, but just in a different livery. It's got 10 of, because I couldn't find a carriage that did 145 miles per hour. Our CR400 has its, who's in the lead here, has its own carriages. Now, weird thing about this, the brake multiple units mod either puts the carriages in the passenger wagon section in the depot, or it puts them in the multiple unit section. Now you can see here the CR400 is shot away into the lead, and it wasn't that fast when it was on its own. That's because its carriages appear in the multiple units section, and each carriage is classed as an engine section. If we go to details here, you can see it's got 21,210 horsepower, and its power rating is still good. So it's slightly odd, but it looks like it probably will blast around the track as it's actually meant to do. Now we'll go and see who's actually in the lead here. The Germans. Well done. It did poorly in the last race, but it may do better here. I'm just going to check that it's got 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, it absolutely has. Our Norwegian train, who did very well, just managing to beat the CR400 in the last race, ain't doing so good. It seems to be struggling with the extra weight. So here's our CR400 way out in first. Our German train is there. The OBB is just managing to stay in front of the German train. Our Spanish train is in second, French train third, USA 5th. The TGV is just sort of creeping up on the Russian train. So again, they'll get their extra points for each of the high speed trains they beat. But it's kind of weird. I really should have put the OBB as the one to beat. It should be worth 20 points, even though it's only got a top speed of 143. Everyone seems to beat the TGV, apart from the Lufthansa Express, the German train. In the last race, it finished stone dead last. It only got a point, which was quite poor, but it's doing a lot better here. Let's go and see. Our Spanish train and French train are almost neck and neck. Our Norwegian train is doing poorly, 91 miles per hour. I think it's struggling with the extra weight, to be honest. Let's look at its details. It's still got a power rating of mediocre. It's got 7,000 horsepower just on its own. Now if we compare that to the German train, which has got 10,000 horsepower. So this train here, 21,000, might actually be its actual... Ooh, Norwegian train is slowing down, because it's on the inside of the corner. Unfortunate for it. Our TGV still ain't doing that great. Now they will be approaching the first stop shortly. Strasbourg is just up here. As you can see, our CR400 is almost there. Our German train is cruising around at 111, which is way faster than the OBB train, or Austrian train. Ooh, it's catching. If it can get past it before the OBB 1012 stops, it might be in with a good shout. Now it needs to get past the CR 400 really, and it needs to stay in front of it until it gets to the long straight between Stuttgart and Dortmund. Is it Stuttgart and Dortmund? No, Frankfurt and Dusseldorf is where the long straight is. Our first train has stopped, our CR 400. It is moving off again. The OBB has stopped. Here comes the Spanish and the French trains. Nice. The USA is passing as well. So is Russia. The Norwegian train is way behind, but it will, it looks like, pass the RTGV here. And the OBB is struggling dearly to get through there. Wow. Right, our Norwegian train cruises through. So our OBB is currently at 60 miles per hour. Our Norwegian train is at 80. Did anyone pass the CR 400? Yes, the German train did. So it might actually get a clean sweep. There is a total of 41 points to be had. 30, yep, 41. If it can beat everything, which it may do. Our Norwegian train is level with the OBB train, or is catching the OBB train. It may take off in the long straight, but it will have to stop again at Leipzig. So it'll be interesting to see if you can get past him. Our TGV is way behind. There it is. Although it may do better on the straight as well. It's got time to catch up. Although 74 miles per hour is quite poor. This is a slow section though. Let's check out our CR 400. It's pulling away from the Spanish train, who is in second. France in third. USA fourth. And Russia in fifth. And our Norwegian train battling with the oh no, it's away. The 1012 is taking off. Now if it gets up to 125 or past 125, it will start to catch the rest. And there are one or two fast sections in between here and the long straight. Our CR 400 is definitely taking advantage of these long sections. It's starting to catch the German train. Although it's going to have to slow down here. Is it? Down to 88. German train is down to 66. Wow, that's quite slow. Although, back on the power again. Come on, German train. You can do it. You need those 20 points. You need to claim those 20 points off the CR 400. Who is now taking off again. Okay, back on board with our TGV. Do you see the Norwegian train anywhere? No. Where is our Norwegian train? It is on the bridge here. So the TGV is back here. Oh my god, it's so far away. So, looks like our Norwegian train might claim 10 points for beating the TGV. Let's jump on board with the OBB train. It's past the Norwegian train and is now on the hunt for its next victim, which is this train here, the Russian train, it looks like. Oh yes, Russia may be the next victim, then the USA, and then whoever this is in the middle. France, Spain. Wow, our Spanish train has caught the German train. That's quite good. That's really good, actually. At some distance, it's managed to close. Right, CR400, you are now 100 miles per hour. And you're on the long straight. Right, here we go. Let's keep an eye on this thing and see how fast it actually reaches. The rest will probably reach 125. If our OBB 1012 passes 125, it will start to gain on the rest of the pack. Now I think our TGV is too far gone. Although, is it? It might not be. Our CR400 is now at 134. Still got a fair distance to go before it slows down. Oh yes indeed. 109. Our OBB is trying to claim its next victim. The Russian train is being hunted down, and so is the USA train even. The French train is actually doing okay. It is now at 118. 120. Our CR400 got up to 160 before slowing down. German train is at 122. There it is. OBB is now past 125. And it's still got quite a while to go before it has to slow down. Our Norwegian train's up to 110 though, so that is a good sign. It'll get away from the TGV. Ooh. Russian train being closed down, so is the American train. What sort of speed are we getting around here? 120, so it is slowing down, which is good news for these guys. Our CR400 is quite far ahead. It will have to stop at Leipzig though, and we'll see if someone else can pass it. Right, our Russian train is being taken down by our Austrian train. I dare say the USA train may also become victim to it. Our TGV managed to get up to 112. 114. 115. And 116. 117, still accelerating going round that corner. All the rest of the trains slowed down. There it is slowing down now, 118. So I think even our Norwegian train should be safe. There's the TGV there. Here is our Norwegian train. No one else in sight. Not even the end of the next train in front, which is the Russian train. Oh yes, Russian train is quite a fair distance in front. Let's jump on board with our OBB as it claims some more victims. Russian train and USA train fading off into the distance. French train is about to become a victim as well. Or is it? Looks like our German train managed to get away from the Spanish train once more. Where is our CR400? It's still got a while before it gets to Leipzig. The station is here. It is now doing 126, so it's starting to increase its lead once more. Beautiful train this. Very nice indeed. How's our German train getting on? They're just entering that same straight that the CR400 is actually on right now. Or is just finishing by the looks of it. So Germany first. Oops. Spain second. France in third. Our Austrian train is in fourth. And it may start to close the distance. USA 5th, Russia 6th, Norway way back there, and our TGV even further back. Are you now on the straight? You are. Good luck, Norwegian train. You shall need it. German train has increased its lead. Very nice. The OBB train is taking over the French train. Another victim. And it may even pass the Spanish train. If it can pass the Spanish train and German train before it gets to the next station, it may beat them. Where is our CR400? Heading round Leipzig. Okay, can you see the German? There's the German train there, coming down the hill. French train has popped back into third place. It's doing 88 now. It's passing the French train again. It's back on the acceleration, and it should go quite quickly round to here, this corner. What's the speed of our Spanish train? Is it 86? But our OBB is at 96. Uh-oh. We're losing it. Under the bridge is no use. Uh-oh. Spanish train about to fall victim. But it looks like the German train will be able to stay in front. And our CR400 has come to a halt. Or is coming to a halt. Alright, it's stopped. 0 miles per hour. There it is. Back on the acceleration. Where? There's our German train. Right there, doing 76. So it should beat the OBB train. Don't think it'll beat the CR400. It's back up to speed. There it is, back up. It's now going faster than the German train. Spanish train is inbound. The OBB train is going to stop. So it looks like everyone will be able to pass it again. Our French train should at least be safe. But will the American and Russian trains be safe? Who knows? There it is. Back on the power again. Let's check in with our CR400, who's on the home straight and is currently doing 120 miles per hour. What is happening here? French train is cruising past the Spanish train. Madness. Right, our CR400's almost at the finish line. The other side of this bridge is the finish line, so no one managed to claim the 20 points off of the CR400 this time around, for reasons. There it is, first place, across the bridge. Well done. We'll get ready to stop the CR400 and we'll hang out here at the bridge to see who's going to be next. Get ready to stop the CR400 shortly. German train is on the bridge. There it is. First place for the German train, or second relative to our CR400. So you are first. Let's close that. French train in second. What? So Germany first, France second. Norway's way behind. Let's close the TGV box just now. Let's keep our Norwegian train there. Spain in third. Let's push play. Hopefully our Russian train and USA trains get past the OBB. It looks like they're safe. because I can't see them in this little window for the Austrian train. USA and Russia almost. The Russians were so close. Turn you around. Push stop. Whoa, 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 whoa. We've got escaping trains. Let's stop the Spanish train. The OBB is there. So 15 points at least for everyone. Let's stop our USA train. Stop our Russian train. The OBB. Here's the Norwegian arriving now. Well done. Well, not 15 points for everyone. Only 10 points for the Norwegian train. And I'd say it'll be quite a while before our TGV finishes, because it had to stop at Leipzig and it was already way behind. Let's get ready to stop you. Excellent. Let's tell you to go to the depot and just move you up slightly. And stop. There we go. So, any sign of our TGV? Hello? Maybe it's crashed. Nope, there it is. Let's jump on board and we'll speed it up. A last place for the TGV, 100 miles per hour coming into the last corner. But that was no bueno, no good. Stop. So there we have it. If we minus our high-speed trains, there are the results. So a win for Germany, and it beat the OBB and the TGV, so it gets 15 extra points. Everyone else beat the OBB and the TGV, apart from the Norwegian train that only beat the TGV, so it gets 10 extra points. Everyone else gets 15 plus their position points, and our Norwegian train gets 10 points plus its position points. So a good win for the German train there, unable to defeat the CR400. It seemed a lot better second time around, but we shall head to the points table and championship table to see who actually won. So let's go and do that now. So after race 2, our German train has redeemed itself. Will it be enough though to beat the Norwegians? We'll find out when we look at the championship points after this. But Germany did well, getting 21 points there. France did very good as well, getting a second. Spain in third, the USA in fourth, Russia in fifth. And the Norwegian train was incredibly slow. It really did struggle with the weight of the consist behind it. But it got there in the end. It still beat the TGV, so it got 10 points. Will that 10 points be enough to clinch victory? We shall find out momentarily. And the answer is yes, it did. It managed to clinch victory by 5 points. That was incredibly close. If the German train had done slightly better in the first race, it probably would have won. But there you have it, our winner, the Norwegian train. Germany in second with 112. The USA did very well as well, getting 99. Spain in fourth with 85. Russia close on the Spanish train's heels with 82. And France actually wasn't that far off from Russia and Spain either. They managed to get 77 in the end. But we'll go have a quick look at the trains before we sign off on our last ever Transport Fever at the races. So here we have our winner, the Norwegian NSB EL18, or the L18. A great train. The liveries in it are so good. I love this livery, it's amazing. I also used to like putting it in black because it was like a matte black and it sort of looked like a stealth train. It was awesome. This thing did great pretty much from start to finish. It fought bravely against the German train to win overall in the end. So congratulations to our L18. In second place we had our Lufthansa Express. Our German train, it again fought valiantly to the death till the end. Unfortunately finishing second, had a poor second last race. If it had just beaten that TGV, things would have been a lot different. It probably would have won. In fact, it would have won. It would have won by 4 or 5 or so points. But it did well to get a second. A great train there. And I love the livery as well. The Lufthansa Express, very cool. Our standard vanilla American train, the HHP8. Did good, a sort of mediocre train, sort of always finishing middle of the pack or top 3, but it managed to secure its third place, so well done to the USA. And our 3 others, our Spanish Renfe train, again like the USA train, another sort of middle of the pack sort of contender, sort of always up there, not really lost at any sort of time. Or maybe it did, I can't actually remember. But it did well to finish 4th. Our Russian train, which was the newest train, again, just like the diesels, it did well in some races, not so well in others. It had some bad times, but it finished 5th, just in front of our French train, which was one of the oldest, apart from the German train. The French and German trains were the oldest. But yes, it did well in some races, and then it did very poorly in others. So it finished last, but it still racked up a fair amount of points, 70 odd points. It's pretty decent throughout 10 races, considering our British train and the diesels only racked up about 40, and that was with the added extra bonus points at the end for beating the big boy. But that is it. That is it for the At the Races series. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed making it. I had a lot of fun, especially designing these courses and seeing some of the different maps, some obscure maps. Some of the maps were pretty cool, the maps of the countries and things. I had great fun building tracks on them and seeing those maps. And again, using these trains, the modded trains. So thank you to the modders that made them, and for the people who made things like track rules and things so we could exceed the speed of the standard Transport Fever vanilla game. So yep, it was a lot of fun, and I'm kind of sad that it's ending. But Transport Fever 2 will be coming out in September. We may be able to rush up another Transport Fever at the races once that comes out. Now the Transport Fever fix will come from the Transport Fever USA map, which I am currently still reworking, but I'll hopefully get that done soon, and we'll be back on regular episodes of Transport Fever, because Transport Fever is something I always want to have on the channel. But I'm glad I managed to finish this race. I hope you enjoyed the little twists at the end, each race having something different from the standard sort of races that we normally run, and it's been fun. So that's been it for me, the finale of the At the Races season. I've been Danny Boy. As always, if you did watch this and you'd like to leave a like, comment or dislike, please feel free to do so. And if there is more you would like to see in the future, then hit that subscribe button. I've been Danny Boy. This has been Transport Fever At the Races, and I will catch you later.